You must have like the funnest, coolest stories of like a patient that you were like, oh my God, how am I going to help this person?
Yeah.
This looks like an impossible case. What are those stories that we don't know to give us back hope?
Yeah. I think as a newer pelvic therapist, prolapse used to scare me. I would be so intimidated if I did a pelvic exam and I was like, oh, there's no hole, there's only flesh coming at me. And one of the first cases that I got, again, when I started working at the hospital, it wasn't like, oh, this woman is preventative care or 2 out of 10 pain. It was like, I have had an alien coming out of my vagina for the last 5 years. I'm like, great. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. But it was a grade 3, meaning we part the lips and there is tissue hanging out. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And again, I was newer, so I had basic strategies. I had phenomenal mentors. I leaned on them. And I was shocked that in only 3 sessions, the tissues actually changed. Like I parted the tissues to do a pelvic exam at visit 4, and it was gone. And I was like, oh my gosh, she has a vagina again. Like how did that work? And really,
I'm a magician.
Right? You're welcome. I mean, the strategies work. Once you understand them, they're really basic physiology. You know what the body is, how the structures operate. You can improve just the same way they fell down. You can bring them back up again. And sometimes prolapse takes longer, but it was really fascinating because for that woman, she wasn't even sexually active. It was really like when she was toileting, she could feel that there's something there and it freaked her out. I understand that. But she felt more of a woman when her genitalia felt more normal to her. Just like for regular life, like when she went out with her girlfriends or when she was playing with her grandkids, it just gave her more confidence that she wasn't fully broken and that tissues, like organs, were not going to just fall onto the floor. Like, oh, that's a uterus right there. I think that's mine. Like,
oops, let me pick it up.
Right, let me be right back. So I was really surprised when she got better. And I had another experience during COVID when we had to transition immediately to only telehealth, for that first few months when everything was scary. And I had women who were still reaching out. They were still pregnant. They were still hurting. And I'll never forget, this one young lady had 2 kids. I think the baby was like 4 weeks old, and she had massive pubic pain. Nobody could come help her take care of her kids. The baby needed to eat. The dad had to work. This girl was home alone with a 3-week-old and a toddler and pelvic pain. And I was like, I don't know what I can do through the camera of my phone, but I'm going to try. Like, I'm going to give you everything I've got. So I met with her twice a week, virtually, an hour session. And again, when she texted me and she was like, yeah, I'm feeling a little better. And after the 3rd session, oh my gosh, I was able to feed the baby and stand up with him without feeling like I was going to fall or being stabbed with massive pain. And I was like, I don't understand how you felt better, but I'm thrilled because it really does work. Like you said, the level of expertise that we have, it is just above what any woman knows that she needs. And so even when I feel like, I only have telehealth, that was phenomenally helpful for that woman. It changed the course of her motherhood.
And I think also what I am hearing you say is, I know the techniques. I just gotta trust that. Like, you are also in that level of this is what we know works.
Right.
Helping people activate those parts of them would help them get to the results that they are seeking.
Right.